Okay, introducing the new top Google results method for finding out how severe of a global emergency we have. Okay, global emergencies, global emergency, whatever. Okay, so top Google results research method. The top Google results research method. It's that simple and straightforward to find out how fucked up so many bad problems are on this planet. Okay, so you can Google Indonesian deforestation. You can Google Amazon deforestation. You can Google African rainforest deforestation. Um, you can Google negative environmental impacts of meat. You can Google how much CO2 comes from cars and trucks overall. Um, let's see. You can Google rapidly decreasing insect populations. You can Google rapidly decreasing fish populations. You can Google rapidly decreasing wildlife populations. You can Google global temperature rise projections. Okay? You can Google how much has Arctic ice decreased. You can Google are CO2 emissions rising? You can Google will meat, dairy, egg production rise in the future? You can Google increasing permafrost melt. I don't know. It's going up over time. Like, I don't know what's going to happen with it, but it could be a lot more of a problem in the future. That's what scientist people have said. You can Google nuclear war, U.S. Russia 5 billion, nature. You can get that nuclear winter study. Man, I wish it was. Oh yeah, you can Google topsoil loss. You can Google freshwater shortages. You can Google serious droughts in recent years. You can Google heat waves 2023, heat waves 2022, heat waves whatever year. But those two had some particularly bad ones. You can Google rising ocean temperatures and rising sea temperatures 2023. You can find out a lot of serious problems about our world very, very quickly. You can Google nuclear war risks. You can Google India Pakistan nuclear war 2019. You can Google will China attack Taiwan and find out maybe they will. You can Google global trade disruption Taiwan war. You can Google Russian nuclear threats Ukraine. I mean, I gotta be missing a few major things that should be pointed out. You can Google how much plastic pollution globally. You can Google methane leak from oil wells. You can Google methane leak from oil and gas wells. Methane leak from coal mines. You can Google rising global coal use. Rising Chinese coal use, rising India coal use. And then you can Google UN projections 2100 temperature global warming. They have some concerning projections based on science stuff. You can Google UN report livestock's lawn shadow. UN report livestock's lawn shadow. I think that was the one that said it was like 14.5% of global greenhouse gas emissions. That's where you can get 8.8 to 9% of global greenhouse gas emissions are from cows in terms of CO2 equivalent. So you all equivalentize all the nitrous oxide, and methane. How much warming power from greenhouse gases there is? 8 to 9% from cows. I'm pretty sure like I pulled that out of there not that long ago. Okay, so the top Google results research method. You just pay, you read about this shit and you just make a list of like these serious categories of problems in the world that relate to our environmental security and our, will there be a nuclear war, nuclear winter security, and I have a headache or something. Sugar. Give me sugar if we could. Not really though. I'm fine. Okay, so wait, just what the fuck, man? The world's a mess. It should be talked about. It should be researched more. As in anyone just looking something up and learning about it. I mean, because you can learn about it quickly, independently. It's not actually particularly complicated. It's just that we sort of try to pretend that our society works or something when it's like there's rapidly progressing planetary problems. And we're in danger from a global emergency. Or global emergencies. So, overall, living in the societal sort of the idea given to you is this is a safe and stable way to live and everything's going fine. And hell, we got a bunch of rich people. You can get rich here. We live in a rich country. And it's like monetary wealth and luxuries are not long-term success of an entire global civilization, actually. There's a lot more factors that relate to that don't involve how much money we manage to get. So, no, what's indicated to us from the way we sort of speak about our society, like it's like highly successful and improving in technology towards some bright and beautiful future or something, is not in alignment with the facts about rapidly progressing environmental catastrophe and repeated risks of nuclear war and nuclear winter. Okay? So, that we're doing great, wrong. That we have serious problems, developing catastrophes, worsening global warming, repeated risks of nuclear war and nuclear winter occurring, correct. That we're in serious danger. Humans are in danger of extinction, by the way, should there be a global thermonuclear war caused. It would be initiated, I think, originally due to a conflict between the U.S. and China or between the U.S. and Russia. That's how human extinction could occur soon. Doesn't have to happen or whatever, but like, yes, humans could go extinct soon. So, yeah, Google some stuff. Okay, like, I don't know if they do it in pages anymore, or you just scroll down. It can go either way, I guess, but you actually near the top results of, if you just know about the problem existing, you can get excellent articles and excellent information about some of the most serious major categories of catastrophe developing in our world. So it's important to learn more about this stuff and discuss the knowledge that we gain so that we're becoming more informed to be better able to rationally react to serious problems and dangers and disasters and emergencies in our world. Okay, so let's learn about the fucking problems. The top Google result research method. If you're looking up the correct short string of words into the Google, maybe it's longer, just a few words, like a few words about the right stuff into the Google, look at the top Google search results. You will learn a lot about how much danger we're in and how serious our global emergencies are. Okay? They're rapidly developing. There's a lot of accumulated destruction environmentally. that's rapidly progressing. There have been a lot of nuclear war and nuclear winter risks taken in conflicts between nuclear nations, and these are continuing. And more risks of. You roll the dice more, you might get a certain dice roll that you don't want. Okay, so something like that. That's just a metaphor for it, but that works. That's what I'm getting across. That the more repeatedly that global civilization, or nuclear nations in particular, risk a nuclear war, nuclear winter, the more likely it is to eventually happen. So, it's important to research the history of serious risks of nuclear war that have been taken, and threats of nuclear war that have been made. Okay, making a list of this can help a person understand. It's like, yes, nuclear nations have been repeatedly risking nuclear war since nuclear weapons were invented, basically. So, the first one was built, fucking, they were on their way towards risking nuclear war. I guess, initially, by building up the arsenal, the U.S. before the Soviet Union had any. In 1949, the U.S. was rapidly building a bunch of atomic bombs. That's a sort of way of risking nuclear war, potentially that it could occur. And so since the nuclear bomb was invented, nuclear nations have been risking nuclear war. It's just shit. The world's a fucking mess. We have a lot of serious emergencies to deal with to promote our environmental security, as in how the planetary environment relates to how secure we are, or how safe we are. So the environment affects our safety, and our environmental security deteriorates the more severe our global environmental catastrophes are, or local environmental catastrophes are. So, a world of terrible problems. A world of terrible problems. That's where we actually live, shit. Okay, so, learn more about it. Talk about it. Work on it. I don't know. Do something.